everybody. Welcome to Patch Notes. This is our monthly show dedicated to telling you all the stuff that's going on behind the scenes at Twitch. We actually do take all of your questions live and try and answer them as best as we can. And we're excited to talk to you again today and catch up with what's been going on in the community. My name's Mary, and I'm here with Dan. Thanks for joining us, Dan.
All right. Well, as always, Mary, it's great to be here at Patch Notes. Thank you for kicking everything off. Welcome, everyone.
Yeah. And with that, we're going to get started with our first topic. And to do that, we're going to need the lovely Amanda here. Can I please have Amanda join us?
Hi, hello. Amanda. Can you see me now?
I can see you now. And I know you're in the cool Twitch office because I know that office very well. How are you going?
I'm doing well. I'm really excited to chat with both of you. It's always fun hanging out here, and it's nice to be back on Patch Notes. It's been a minute, and I have more updates, so it's an exciting day. I'm here to chat about an update we're making next month to notification settings. The goal is to make them more timely and relevant to you. So a couple of things are changing. What you're going to see in your notification settings dashboard next month is that for any channels you follow, we're going to move away from this on-off toggle that you're used to seeing and instead provide you 4 specific options. You can have those channel-specific notifications set as always on, personalized, go live only, or off. This granularity is expected to help you stay more connected with your favorite channels, your favorite communities, and then give you more control over the notifications that you receive.
Okay, so that was our first one. Let's move on to Spendable Balance. So I'm going to read this so that we get started here. Earlier this year, we announced our initiative, Monetization for All. This is something Dan talked about in his keynote earlier this year. Our goal was to let all streamers take advantage of community building tools, whether you're just getting started or you've been on Twitch for a while. So like being able to immediately have someone sub to you was something we wanted everyone to be able to experience. As a part of this announcement, we also launched something called Spendable Balance to the US. Throughout this month, we're expanding access to Spendable Balance to the rest of the world. So Dan, tell us a little bit more about Spendable Balance.
All right. So Spendable Balance, it gives streamers options while they work towards their first payout. You can use the balance reflected on your creator dashboard to give back to the communities you support, other channels by purchasing bits or gift subs. So you can do any of the spending you can do. It's a great way for streamers to use their balances if they're not regularly hitting the minimum. A lot of people already do this, where basically when they make small amounts of money, they really just want to funnel it back into Twitch when they're a small streamer and into the streamers they support. So now they can do that, and they don't have to worry about hitting the payout threshold. And it is also true for people who have not reached affiliate status. And you can enroll via the creator dashboard.
Yeah, and you don't have to, you can save it. So a lot of people are like, I want my check, and you absolutely deserve that. So you can hold it. And when you have the amount for the minimum, then we can cut you that check and send it to you. And it's really exciting. It's just an option for you. And it also allows us to hold your balance from the get-go, especially before you've filled out any tax forms or like anything else like that. So it's really good for us to be able to have, just so that you can at least start accruing a balance. I get some frequently asked questions. So here's a couple of them that I often hear online from people. Can we use Spendable Balance on our own channel? Yes, you can actually gift subs to your own channel, which I think is a really smart thing to do if you want a gift match. I see people do that a lot, where they're like, every time somebody in my channel gifts a sub, I will match that gifted sub to someone in the channel. And so now you can do that, which is pretty rad. Can we sub to someone's channel using our Spendable Balance? Eventually, you will be able to do that. It will work for Spendable Balance will work for recurring subs, which is pretty cool. But I think that's going to take a little bit more time for us to like fandangle in the background. But the plan is that you will be able to use your Spendable Balance.
The problem is for both Turbo and recurring subscriptions, it needs to be kind of a recurring thing where you can say, oh, if I have Spendable Balance, use it. If not, charge my credit card. And so that's why it's a little messier than a one-time purchase.
That makes sense. But it's still good that it's an option. And again, there's more coming. So even though it doesn't happen immediately, there is a plan to like unroll it so that you can use that for other things in the future. So very cool. Winter Drops Fest is from December 3rd to the 20th. This is our Christmas present to you all. We're teaming up with major publishers for games like Marvel Rivals, Roblox, Path of Exile 2. There's going to be a lot of opportunities. Dan, tell us a little bit about what's going on here.
Okay, so during this time of year, we're teaming up with game publishers to bring hundreds of rewards to viewers and streamers. So during this period, viewers can support their favorite streamers and get in-game drops from some of their favorite publishers and developers. So we're going to publish a blog with a full list of available drops on December 3rd, so stay tuned.
Yeah, if you're a streamer, pay attention so that you can enable drops. And if you're a viewer, what I always like to do is a lot of times my favorite streamers will say drops enabled in their title. And that helps me be like, oh, I'm going to watch this person because they have drops enabled. And then sometimes it's as simple as watching them, but it's a really great way to get drops, just basically like goodies from your favorite games just by watching Twitch. So super cool. We love doing that during the holiday season, especially what we call holiday hoopla, which is like Twitch's Festivus for the rest of us. Next is watch streaks, Dan. Last month, we rolled out watch streaks to all users. This is a feature for viewers to help build streaks by watching their favorite streamers' consecutive live streams. So the idea is like if I watch 3, this is what the emblem looks like if you see it in your dashboard. But if you watch 3, you have a watch streak of 3 to watch your favorite streamer. And to continue watch streak, you got to make sure you watch that streamer when they're live. Since launch, we still have heard some good feedback from people on watch streaks notifications. And so we're working on some updates and improved experiences for you.
All right. And so just to be clear about some of these things, and it's always the case sometimes when there are things you realize once you go to scale. There's a bug that's causing watch streak notifications to send to some users regardless of user settings, and that issue has been fixed. We also heard feedback that the notifications about viewers at risk of losing their streaks were too frequent, and we're pausing them while we're working on improvements as we make sure that we get them at the right periodicity. And we've also uncovered a bug that allowed some chatters to share any streak, not just milestones in chat. The way it works is you should be sharing a milestone in chat. We fixed this issue. And then we're setting a streamer setting to give you more control over how watch streaks are shared to your channel, including in chat. That way it's not overwhelming to chat, so that you control more how the watch streaks are shared. And we're going to keep making improvements, and we'll share updates as they're available.
Let's move on to Emote Guidelines update. Many of you are familiar with our Emote Guidelines. These are designed to help you understand what isn't and isn't allowed when creating emotes on Twitch. It is important, I think it's always good to reiterate, this was not a overhaul or a massive update. We are often always adding little touches to our guidelines to make them clearer, to help you understand what isn't or is allowed for emotes. So that's what this was. It was just adding guides and detail to make it more clear to you. We haven't altered anything. But Dan, go ahead and tell them a little bit about the emote experience.
All right. As we know, emotes are very important with Twitch.
Yes.
So we've expanded our existing emote guidelines to address commonly asked questions from the community. The guidelines themselves have not changed. Okay, we haven't changed our guidelines. Sometimes we've done this in the past where we announce, we get more expressive, and then people think it's a change. We've just added more detail and examples to help you better understand what the guidelines are. Because I know I've talked to lots of streamers with frustration about not being able to understand, what is allowed. We know there's a lot of work that goes into creating emotes, so you need to know in advance before you create them whether or not they're aligned. So we're going to drop the link in terms of those guidelines just to try and help explain that more and be clearer.
It's currently pinned in chat if you want to take a look and see what some of those examples are, which should help give you some clarification. I have a good example. One again, we haven't changed any of our rules. These are just to help clarify some of them, is what is acceptable gore and what is unacceptable, right? Like when you're talking about artistic interpretations of blood, I have seen emotes where somebody has like this red, cartoonishly red blood that's coming out of them, and it's just like, and it looks really gross, but it's mostly a cartoonish depiction of blood. That is acceptable, that is allowed. What is unacceptable? It's realistic. It's realistic gore that looks like it could be misinterpreted or triggering for someone. And so hopefully that really does help. One of the things that I think does happen is people will say, how are you enforcing these fairly? Well, it will help both of us to know that something is a fair exchange of like whether or not something's allowed and not allowed is when we're more clear of what is realistic and what is cartoonish gore. So that's what this is really meant to help do. It's just help to give you guys better decision making for your emotes, but also helps us better clearly enforce why one thing was allowed and one wasn't. When you might be like, these are both blood, how come one was allowed? It's like, you can hopefully see the difference there. Let's move on. This one has been discussed a lot, and so I really want to have a chance to talk about it. This is an update for our UK community. Earlier this year, the UK enacted the Online Safety Act. This is known as OSA for a lot of people in the UK. You've probably heard of it before, but if you haven't, it requires platforms to provide an age-appropriate experience for those under 18. And it requires sites to prevent minors from seeing potentially harmful content.
Yeah. So, and this is clear. This is something right now in the UK. What is happening for those who are not there? Users residing in the UK will be prompted to verify their age by completing a one-time facial scan prior to watching. This is for content that is labeled that requires mature, for only people over 18. It's not all CCL labeled content because it basically is depending upon the guidelines of UK. And so it's for certain CCL labels that are require us to verify your age. We're doing this because we're required to do it. Once you do it once, then you don't hit this roadblock, and you only hit it when you go to watch the labeled content. If you are if you believe it is incorrect, please notify us, and there's a process by which you can provide us an ID, and we can solve that. And I want to be very clear. Obviously, the privacy of your data is very important. Neither us nor the third party store the facial scans. Okay. Any selfies you provide are solely used for age verification. They don't leave your device. They're not stored. Nothing like that. If you have any questions, we have a dedicated help article on this, just to help people in the UK understand. Let's go into auto clips. As you know, we talked about this at TwitchCon. We have an alpha out. And from those people in the alpha, we've heard some feedback and just wanted to answer a few of the questions. And be clear about how auto clips uses AI. The underlying AI will make assessments of your content and chat activities for the purpose of helping you create engaging clips. The AI does not retain these assessments. It is not, making inferences, retaining that as something. And also, we're not training on your content. This is just using your content. And the other thing to be clear is you're in control of what AutoClips does. You decide whether or not you want to use it, how you want to use it as we roll it out further. This is a test right now, and so we just want to be clear. You're in control. It is important that we use AI technology to help improve streamer experiences. One of the challenges that many streamers have is the ability to quickly create clips. They don't necessarily have an audience doing that, in terms of editors or lots of moderators that do it. And so this is important. We've gotten a lot of good feedback. And the biggest thing is we just need to keep making it better. All the clips aren't good. They're some good, some aren't. So this is just iteration to make it better and better. But this is more about thinking of AI as an augmentation of your skills to try and help you find the best moments from your stream.